I want to tell you about a really cool set of lessons that we have here at Totally Guitars. I'm sure you recognize that. Tom Johnston, the Doobie Brothers, had just some classic tunes. And we have a pack of 5 Doobie Brothers tunes, and a little bonus that I'll get to a little bit later, that show off some of they were a 2-personality band at least. And a lot of the songs showed all different kinds of things. So we're going to take a look at a couple of Tom Johnston tunes and a couple of Pat Simmons songs. That was, of course, Listen to the Music, a song that has this fun strumming thing going on, very syncopated, and all kinds of cool little hammer-ons. Appeared on their second album, 1972, Toulouse Street. So we got a couple of tunes. Well, we have one tune from Toulouse Street, Listen to the Music, and then we check in on a couple more of Tom's rockin' tunes. China Grove. This is another driving tune right out of, Tom had just a great formula for putting together songs. I almost hate to call it a formula because really creative guy, great voice, wrote some of the best guitar songs ever. China Grove, of course, appeared on their third album, The Captain and Me, and we're going to be doing something else from that album as well. Some of these are sort of simple. Well, no, they're short, but they're hard. So Long Train Running. I love to have students work on those songs. They're really electric guitar songs, but they make great acoustic guitar exercises. And Tom has just got away with stuff. I'm going to go into a different tuning here to tell you a little bit about the other half of the Doobie Brothers. And it was not just a two-man band, because they had just some fabulous sounds. And the other half of the main songwriting combo was, of course, Patrick Simmons. And Pat put together some really cool finger-picking songs in a little softer, more country rock vein. And so we're going to take a look at some of his songs that are almost slack key. Now that song, South City Midnight Lady, is a fairly difficult one. Once you get in that open G tuning, it's not so bad. But it's a great combination hybrid of picking and strumming and just this very free-flowing thing. So I love to teach people South City Midnight Lady, but it's again, not one of the easier tunes around there. Now he had another great finger-picking song from their fourth album, What Were Once Vices Are Now Habits. And we're going to take a look at, you got it so far? His Mark Twain, Tom Sawyer sort of thing. And then there's a really cool syncopated section. Freeform style of playing is just really neat and takes a lot of practice. It'll really challenge you as a guitar player to keep your guitar in tune. That'll have to do for now. But I love having people work on these Doobie Brothers tunes. So that set of 5 songs is available right now for about a third of what the individual songs would cost you. So I really encourage you to check out the Doobie Brothers pack of 5, where we have the 3 Tom Johnston tunes, Listen to the Music, Long Train Runnin', China Grove, and the 2 Pat Simmons songs, South City Midnight Lady, and of course, I never did tell you what that one was. I'm sure you knew. It was Black Water. Now, there are a couple of other songs. There are 2 other kind of bonus tunes thrown in with this pack, and I'll tell you why. These are songs that I learned growing up when I was taking guitar lessons from the same guy that was teaching Pat Simmons. Now, we were not quite the same age, so I never met Pat, I don't think, back in those days. Could have, but it's escaped my radar. And Alan Beilharz, teacher here in Northern California, was phenomenal at bringing together talented kids and teaching them to do some really neat finger picking. And so one of his students was named James Earl Luft. Subsequently changed his name to Jim Page. And Jim and Pat knew each other, and there is a song on this album right here that you may have missed, buried in the middle of the mix, just before it kind of fades into Ukiah, a cool guitar instrumental called Busted Down Around O'Connelly Corners. So that tune is included here. Now, it's just a short little instrumental that James originally called the Ivory Salamander, but Patrick renamed it, Busted Down Around O'Connelly Corners, in honor of another local Northern California musician named Michael O'Connelly. Never did quite get that string in tune, huh? But, and so that tune is included here, and that's an instrumental finger picking piece that I love to teach students. It's a little bit more intermediate level than some of what Patrick was doing in some of his later things. And then on the very first Doobie Brothers album, in case you missed it, called The Doobie Brothers, wait a minute, let me show you this cool picture that has all of these guys on the cover. Back on the first album, there were only 4 of them, and only 2 of them really, well, 3 of them hung around into the next era when Tyran Porter and Michael Hossack joined them, and they kind of became the band that made the 4 or 5 classic albums we just talked about there. But Patrick learned another song from, in these early days, called Chicago, country blues tune put together by another local Northern California musician. People hanging around at the time were like Yorma Kaukonen, Jerry Garcia, and, of course, Pat Simmons. We have this country blues tune, Chicago. So that is a really fun finger-picking tune that is more in the vein of songs by Hot Tuna, Yorma Kaukonen, and earlier Reverend Gary Davis, Blind Boy Fuller, Blind Blake, all of these guys that were doing really fancy finger-picking back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and then well into the 60s there. So those 2 songs are thrown in as well. Now these, of course, are Doobie Brothers covers because they are not tunes penned by either Tom or Pat. But so you get the 5 Doobie Brothers tunes, the 2 Patrick Simmons songs, the 3 Tom Johnston songs. That's the same 5 I was talking about. And then the 2 bonus guitar instrumentals. Oh, Chicago, by the way, is not an instrumental. There are lyrics. Should I sing it? Gonna leave in the morning. My world is moving fast. Gonna leave in the morning, babe. My world is moving fast. I've got to blot out those bad times, make the good times last. I'm gonna leave, darling, don't you wanna go? I'm heading for bright lights, big city, Chicago. Now, so anyway, that's the rest of the tune, Chicago. Hadn't really planned on that, but what the heck? Got into the spirit of it. I love the tune. And so if you want to get into these fancy finger-picking tunes, they are thrown in with the Doobie Brothers 5-plus pack, I guess we could call it, or something. But if you love those Tom Johnston and Pat Simmons songs, you're going to have a couple of cool bonuses to go along with them. So really encourage you to check it out. Best way to get great value for this spectacular set of songs from one of my all-time favorite bands, the Doobie Brothers. I hope you get a chance to check it out and enjoy playing the tunes.